Hi everyone. I'm actually getting a video out on time. What? I mentioned when I did my Fantastic Beasts talks last week that the week before I was out of town, so I wasn't able to get my Chamber of Secrets reread review out on time, but that's coming out tomorrow. I've been working on my notes forever, looking over the book again, trying to get, everything in order. And so that'll be out tomorrow. It's already filmed at this point, and I'm super excited for you guys to watch it. I am resorting to filming from my laptop again today because my husband is working on some stuff in my room. He's going to be putting up a few things, decorative elements and stuff like that. So his tools are currently all in front of my bookshelf where I usually like to film. And this desk is all discombobulated, so I have some organizing to do. But yeah, so it is October 1st. So I thought I would start off the month of Halloween with the top 5 of my favorite witch stories. Now, this is not just books. This is books, TV, and movies. I only picked 5 because this would probably be I know this would be a huge list. And if it's a series, it's all getting bundled up together. So I'm not going to be ranking all of the Harry Potter books and all of the Circle Trilogy. It's all going to be all bundled up together. So, I love Halloween. I am so excited to start decorating for Halloween. My mom gave me a pumpkin that I'm actually gonna be painting in a little bit, maybe today or tomorrow. Excuse me, coffee. And so I'll have that, sitting out on the front porch. I love decorating for Halloween. I love Halloween. And so I figured that, starting off October with this video would be just the perfect way to kick off the spooky season. That and the Freeform channel is doing 31 days of Halloween, so that means lots and lots of Addams Family! Which is mine and my husband's one of our favorite movies ever. And yeah, saw it on TV and hey, I'm so excited. So let's get into the count. So number 5 on my list is Witch Child by Celia Reese. I read this a while ago, and it's more along the historical fiction elements. It's about a girl who flees to the new world after her grandmother is executed for being a witch. And she keeps a diary about being in hiding in this Puritan community in Plymouth, or around in that area of Plymouth. And she has to hide the fact that she comes from a long line of healers and that she has pagan beliefs. She's not Christian. And in the very strict Puritan society, that is not allowed. So it's not magic heavy per se. It's a lot of what magical elements are in there are more like mysticism. I think her name is Mary. Like I said, I've read this a long time ago. Her name is Mary, and she comes from a line of healers. So they work with herbs and stuff like that. She befriends some of the natives, which is a big no to the Puritans. I just lost my stickers. They all fell off my table. Sorry. and it's really interesting. And I believe there is a sequel, but I haven't read it yet. And I definitely want to reread this one because I did find it really interesting, and there was a lot to it. So I kind of need to reread it again to kind of process everything. Number 4 on my list is Harry Potter series, the books and the movies. I love them both. I kind of like to try to think of them as separate entities, because if you go into a movie adaptation with all of the comparisons in mind, you're not going to enjoy it. I did that I went with a friend to see Order of the Phoenix, which is my favorite book in the series. It's the longest one in the series, and I read it in 3 days. But yeah, so we went to this movie, and she was sitting there going, this is different, this is different, this is different. And you can't do that. Otherwise, it's going to suck all of the enjoyment out of it, out of the experience. So, yeah, I love all of them, except The Cursed Child, because it's dumb. But the world is wonderful. The magic system has its flaws, but it's pretty easy to understand. I mean, it's written for kids, but it's not like dumbed down that an adult wouldn't enjoy it. It's not bogged down. The story, the characters are memorable and wonderful. So yeah, it's just what's not to love about Harry Potter. And you guys know I'm doing the reread, so I'm just enjoying everything all over again. I'm about halfway through Goblet of Fire actually right now, which really wasn't the plan, but I just figured, heck it, to heck with it. I'm just gonna go right through and listen to them all. But yeah. Number 3 is a movie, and that's Hocus Pocus. Another one of the things I'm happy about with the 31 Days of Halloween on TV, even though I do have the DVD. But I love Hocus Pocus. It is my favorite Halloween movie, probably after Addams Family. And it's just so much fun. And it's packed with 90s cheese, because it is. But just everything, the characters are great. I love the Sanderson sisters. In fact, I gave one of my book characters the last name Sanderson, kind of as a tribute to those characters in Hocus Pocus. She's not connected to them in any way, but I needed like a witchy last name, and I was like, oh, Sanderson sisters. So that's where Marissa gets her last name of Sanderson. And it's fun. It's like, I love listening to Bette Midler's I Put a Spell on You when they are in that party, and it's just so much fun. I love this movie so much. It's hokey. A lot of people don't like it, but I love it, and it's so much fun. Number 2 on my list is Buffy the Vampire Slayer. While witches are not the focus of the series like Charmed, watching Buffy is where my interest in the supernatural and all things witchy became kind of a permanent thing. All thanks to my favorite badass redhead, Willow Rosenberg. I loved watching her grow and develop, and she started off as, the quiet, awkward girl that always got picked on, which was incredibly relatable to me. And then she makes friends with Buffy, and then there's adorable Xander, and she develops into this just wonderful, powerful character, and it's not an easy journey for her. Like, she deals with a lot of heartbreak and struggle and loss and addiction, and it's a roller coaster for her, and it's so much fun to watch and just so wonderful, like, and so moving. Alyson Hannigan is just the most wonderful emotional actor, and through all of those times I was laughing and crying right along with her. I just loved her character so much. So yeah. I love Buffy. I definitely need to rewatch it, and I was rewatching it for a while, but then Netflix took it off, and I only have the first 3 seasons on DVD, and for whatever reason I couldn't get my DVDs to work. I was trying to do a rewatch for something, and I couldn't get any of them work. So I don't know. I have to find a way to rewatch that series again. And number 1 is the Circle Trilogy by Nora Roberts. I mean, how many times have I mentioned this book series in my videos? I mean, really? Do you expect anything less? I'm planning to do a similar reread review after I'm done with Harry Potter and a couple other things. And that, so then I can go into more detail into each book. They're called Morgan's Cross, The Dance of the Gods, and The Valley of Silence. And I know people are going to hear the name Nora Roberts and go, ooh, it's just a cheesy, smutty romance novel. No. Nora Roberts, that's what I love about her writing, is she has the best balance that I've found between storyline and sexy times. Because I've tried to read... Okay, it's a funny story. When I first started getting into romance novels in late high school, early college attempt, my grandmother loved romance novels. That's all she read. She had a subscription to Harlequin Romance, and she would get books every month. And so she saw me reading a Nora Roberts book, and she's like, oh, well, if you like that one, maybe, I really enjoyed this one. Why don't you reread this one, and I'll let you borrow it. So I'm like, okay. Yeah, I couldn't read it. I think I got maybe a chapter in, and it was literally man meets woman, and they're on the floor. And then maybe something happens, and they're up against the wall. And then something happens, and they're in the shower. It was just all sex, and I couldn't handle it. I just couldn't deal with it. So I end up putting it down and giving it back to her, and she's like, what's the matter? I'm like, there was no story to it. I need a romance novel with a story. I don't want it to be pictureless porn, basically. That is just not my preference. That's why I don't like gratuity in sex and violence and all that kind of stuff in books, in movies, and TV shows. So that was one of the reasons that drew me to Nora Roberts, because yeah, there is quite a bit of sex and violence, because it's, you're battling the vampire queen to save the world, so there's going to be a lot of that, but there's also a story, and there's also engaging characters, so that's just what I love about her writing. And if you love fantasy, this has everything. Except probably werewolves. But there's the primary 6 characters. There's a witch, there's a medieval sorcerer, there's a demon slayer, there's a vampire, there's a princess, there's a shape-shifting warrior, there's, Irish mythology, and vampire battles and fairy tale castles and dragons and so good. So this, and yeah, I could probably gush about this story forever, and in fact I do. But I will definitely go into more detail in my reread reviews in sometime in 2019. Once I get through Harry Potter and a couple other things, there's, I think, I want to say I have Scarlet Trilogy scheduled next. I think, I don't know. Let me check my calendar. I got this all planned out. Hold on. Deathly Hallows will be in February. Nope, that's the next one. All right, cool. So right after Harry Potter, I'm going to be jumping into that trilogy. Yay! Okay, so that's my top 5. I want to know, what are your witch stories? What is your recommendation? One of the things I'm looking forward to, actually, is Josh on Cloud Kitten Chronicles. He did a video yesterday about the best video games to play if you're a dystopian writer. So I asked him to do a fantasy one. So we'll see what he comes up with for that. Maybe I'll have video games to add to this list. I don't know. Because Sims can only do so much. Keep an eye out for my Chamber of Secrets review. Coming out tomorrow. What else do I have planned? I'm going to give you a... Woo! I'm losing all my papers. Okay. My other calendar. So I've got my Chamber of Secrets review coming out tomorrow. Next Monday, I'm going to be able to talk about Doctor Who because the season premiere is Saturday night and I'm so excited. So I'm going to be sitting there with my notebook and I'm going to be ready to review that first episode. I don't think I'm going to do all of them. But I'm definitely going to do my first impressions of Jodie Whittaker as the Doctor. So excited about that. Then I am doing a tag video. I'm doing then my Chamber of Secrets, Prisoner of Azkaban review. And then I have a video scheduled about dealing with self-doubt and haters as creative entrepreneurs. So that is what, so far, I have planned for my Monday videos. I do want to try and get some stuff out on Wednesdays, and as of right now, they're just writing updates, which means I should actually get to writing. Oops. But, yeah. So I'd love to hear what your witch stories are, what your favorite ones are, any recommendations. I'm always looking for new ideas and, an excuse to go book shopping. So I will have another video up tomorrow and next week, and I have all of these fun videos planned for October. I'm so excited. So keep an eye out on Mondays. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye!